Hello, I'm the MLP Reviewer 66, and today I'm going to be reviewing My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Season 4, Part 1 and Part 2 of Princess Twilight Sparkle. Okay, first off I gotta say, as a seasoner opener, this is like really good, like probably one of my favorites of the series, and perhaps of most other shows as well, considering the fact of just how much effort they put into it. First off, I love the fact that Discord gets a more, shall we say, active role in this. Since he's no longer technically the bad guy, we get to see him in a much more, I suppose you could say, sympathetic light. I mean, he's always been sort of that goofy Discord who, even though he is the villain, we all secretly kind of want him to win. At least I do, because come on, Discord's world is interesting, Celestia's is kind of boring, but that's just my opinion. But throughout this little episode of seeing Discord being able to be like, I'm going to cause massive amounts of chaos, and I'm not going to get in trouble for it, is just like awesome. Now, despite Discord's pure awesomeness, there is one thing that I didn't really like about this episode, or episodes I should say, and that is the fact that our main enemy is plants. Plants. And they were somehow able to take down Celestia and Luna, two fully grown alicorns with incredible magical ability. Okay, yes, the plants were made by Discord, and Discord obviously is more powerful than either Luna or Celestia combined, but still, plants. But I suppose you could say it goes back to that old saying, sometimes the need of the plot outweigh the needs of logic. But still, plants, really? I know it's just a little bit of a nitpick gripe, but I'm serious. The thought of two, like, superpower alicorns falling to shrubbery is just kind of funny. But there are some things that I actually did lack about these episodes, and that was the fact that, well, for one, Twilight finally gets some responsibility as an actual royal. Because the fact that when Celestia and Luna gets taken away, the immediate thing that happens is the guards say, what should we do, Twilight? You're the only other royal we have around here. What should we do? And she thinks about it for a minute, and then she gives clear and precise orders, and then they are carried out. Again, what I love about this show, and particularly Twilight as we've seen throughout the series, she is growing more and more as a character, but we're also getting to see in this that the sort of political or even moral standpoint that this character takes. And what I mean by that is think about this. Imagine that there are young children watching this show, which there are, and they grow up learning the morals and values of this show. They take that to carry on in their adult life later on. And some of these children will most likely grow up to be politicians, presidents, prime ministers, whatever it may be in the respected countries they're in. And for all that, having those moral codes, those solid moral codes that a show like this teaches, particularly in what Twilight is going through right now, is actually being involved in politics. The fact that they were able to make something about politics, something that actually, even if it's just slightly, to prepare people, or to prepare these children for the future, and to give them solid moral findings of this, is something that I think, if a show can do that and do it well, I think that is something that's worth applauding. Another thing I like about these two episodes is the fact that the humor in this is actually quite funny, and it's got a lot of good jokes. It may not be up to the level of Crystal Empire when it comes to the joke, because I will say, even though the Crystal Empire wasn't my favorite two-parter, it definitely did have some of the best comedy. Now, this one may not be quite as funny, but it does have the fact that it has, well, Discord as a full-time, well, semi-full-time character in it, which made it all the more humorous, especially even if you don't really get that much of a laugh out of it. It's just so cool seeing Discord do all of his weird trickery. Anywhere from just being a little bit wacky, to the fact that he was sort of being a weird, sort of, I suppose you could say, anti-hero teacher to Twilight, and also the fact that even when Discord had the chance to be like, the elements are gone, I can destroy, or I can cause chaos throughout the land, he chooses not to because, well, Fluttershy. But altogether, I think this episode is very good. And I would definitely recommend it to anyone that watches the series or even is just getting into the series, because it is a very good episode and it starts to establish things within different characters, particularly, like I said, Discord. We even get to see a tad bit of Zecora with a Dea Ex Machina potion. So I look forward to seeing whether other episodes come into the series. I am MLP Reviewer 66. Thank you, and good night.